Masculinity in The Lord of the Rings, exploring masculinity and gender within Peter Jackson's trilogy of films. Why is this information and research important? The Lord of the Rings movies have been captivating the interest of myself and many others since they came out in the early 2000s. I wanted to dissect the aspects of masculinity within these movies because I noticed the differences in the way masculinity is portrayed in the Lord of the Rings films in comparison to other films of the 2000s. These movies tell audiences how masculinity doesn't mean strength and anger, but it also lies in compassion and friendship. Here are some of the questions I used to guide my research. What messages about masculinity does The Lord of the Rings present to audiences? How do movies of the 2000s portray masculinity differently than The Lord of the Rings? What communication tactics are used in The Lord of the Rings, and what does this say about? The main question I will be arguing is, how do Peter Jackson's The Lord of the Rings trilogy portray masculinity, and what message does this send to audiences of the 2000s and today? The steps I took to gather my data were rewatching the movies, then finding and reading the scripts so I could find the scenes I wanted to dissect. Then I took notes on the readings and outside source I used, and used the research questions to guide my search for an outside source. In this scene shown on the right, Aragorn is encouraging bravery and unity between his men. He demonstrates this through his line, "I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me." This connects to Tannen's article, "The Relativity of Linguistic Strategies, Rethinking Power and Solidarity in Gender and Dominance," because he displays solidarity through fear, which is a form of control and power, and it helps build camaraderie. As seen in Tannen's quote, "The assumption of similarity requires the friend to have a matching problem." In this scene, Frodo and Sam are saying goodbye to each other before Frodo embarks on his journey to the Undying Lands. The previous scene highlights Goffman's on-face work and analysis of ritual elements in social interaction, and his points on face, maintaining face, and becoming out of face, because Frodo is, quote, "taking into consideration his place in the social world beyond it, because he is satisfying and maintaining his face as the ring-bearer, in which this journey will claim his life. To be the ring-bearer means he must die, or go to the Undying Lands. He is out of face because, quote, information is brought forth, which cannot be integrated into the line being sustained for him. Sam, Merry, and Pippin do not know that part of Frodo's face includes death, so when he chooses to go to the Undying Lands, to them he is out of face." This next scene will be utilizing Tannen's Linguistic Strategies article to discuss linguistic strategies, silence, and topic raising. In this scene, Boromir lies dying. Aragorn is with him to comfort him as he starts to pass. By utilizing silence and letting Boromir speak his last words, Aragorn earns power, which leads to Boromir stating, "I would have followed you, my brother, my captain, my king." As Tannen states, silence alike, however, is not a self-evident sign of powerlessness, nor volubility a self-evident sign of domination. Aragorn's use of silence is not indicative of his powerlessness in this scene. In this scene, Éowyn has just revealed herself to be a woman, not a man, and strikes the Witch King down. The scene that I have just discussed prior will be utilizing Cameron's "Is There Any Ketchup, Vera?" gender, power, and pragmatics. This scene ties in with Cameron's points on assumptions of gender and assumptions because of gender. Quote, women and men do not differ in how they reason, but may differ in what assumptions they bring to their reasoning. The Witch King assumes that Éowyn is a man and tells her that no man can kill him. His arrogance and his assumption of her gender is his undoing. Why should we care about these findings? These findings tell us how to act. They offer us different interpretations of masculinity, and they support the findings of Lenart, Cameron, Goffman, and Tannen. Thank you. This concludes my presentation. What follows are my resources used. Thank you.